What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 118 of the Chumpcast. Brick is back from Italy or France or wherever he was to talk about bombastic yeasts and where to brine them. I don't know, I've had a couple beers. You can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. You can also call or text us at 847-920-6107. If you leave us a good enough voicemail, you might hear yourself in a future episode. If you want to support the show, you can find our merch at thechumpcast.com. We always appreciate kind reviews, subscriptions, and ratings on Apple Podcasts. You can also shop on Amazon through our affiliate link at thechumpcast.com/Amazon. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to bed.
Buongiorno!
Isn't that French?
No, it's Italian as well.
I know, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. The states are dope. Not as dope as Italy, though. Woo! And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I just recently went to Italy.
Why do you hate America?
I don't hate America.
What did bald eagles ever do to you?
I had a bad incident with a bald eagle, but I won't get into it. But yo, Italy is next level. It is freaking gorgeous.
How many Italian words did you pick up?
Buongiorno, bafangul.
Buongiorno is a word?
Buongiorno, yeah.
Isn't that like a frozen pizza?
No, that's something else.
I thought that
Their
was
pizza
like
wasn't awesome either, by the way.
I thought that was a hamburger helper version, and they just like put orno at the end of
I'm thinking of
bonjour.
DiGiorno.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Not Italian.
It's close enough. What did you do while you were there? Just drink wine and sheesh at everybody?
100. I actually remained silent. Is that as hard as that is to believe? Because my brother does a lot of talking in Italian. Surprisingly, I was pretty new. But I just ate the food and drank the wine and was an ignorant American the whole time. It was great.
I was going to say, I figured you were trying to like buck the stereotype that all Americans are loud and obnoxious. I mean, you are loud and obnoxious.
Yeah, I rocked the fanny pack, put my wallet in my front pocket. Like they say, Rome's a bunch of thieves. So I just was literally like, oh yeah, I need to be very prepared.
I never believe any of that shit.
Yeah, they say that everywhere.
Yeah.
You're going to rob me? They also had an announcement at the train station. Beware of pickpockets while you're getting your tickets. I was like, okay, well,
we live in Chicago.
That's got to be a problem. Okay, yeah, well, if they come to Chicago, they'll get murdered. And if we go to Italy, we get pickpocketed.
Yeah, I guess.
I like when I went to Barcelona, it was the same thing. My aunt was there the year before and was like, be careful of the pickpocketers. I'm like, okay. So I honestly wore like shorts with zipper pockets. And I'm like, if somebody could pickpocket me right now, they deserve it. Like these were front zipper pockets. Like if somebody
Did you wear the pants that like zip off and turn into shorts?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Exactly. They were jeans too.
That is an amazing invention altogether. You zip them off, you can't get stolen from. That's absolutely true.
Speaking of absolutely fucked up legs, did you guys see that Alex Smith play today?
No, I did hear that it was
like gone.
It was brutal.
It's on the anniversary of Joe Theismann.
33 years ago to the day. In a Redskins uniform, Joe Theismann he didn't really break his leg himself.
That's true. But
he had it broken for him.
It got obliterated.
Viciously.
It got obliterated.
Yeah.
I think is there some sort of Washington Redskins Indian curse that they're doing on these quarterbacks that happens every 33 years? Isn't there something with the presidents that like?
Isn't that how often it comes back? Pennywise the clown? Isn't that 33 years or is it 28 years?
It's 28 years.
28 sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That would have been way cooler.
Yeah.
God damn it, Alex Smith, ruining my day.
I didn't see it, but I'm into those gross graphic injuries, like the one Louisville guy who landed in like the
Kevin Ware
playoffs and landed on his ankle and just like his whole bone was like sticking out. I'm like, oh, that was fucking gross. But
can you
watch
imagine
it again.
just like your skin rips? Just fucking disgusting. What is it about those? Why can't we, as supposedly civilized people, why can't we look away from that? What is it that draws you to watch something fucked up like that?
Because we're psychos. It's as simple as that. Yep.
I'm specifically asking Mark because I know he has insatiable bloodlust.
Well, this has actually happened to me minus the bone popping through the skin. But yeah, I broke my fibula.
I know. Tibia, you've told this story a billion times.
Almost through it, dude. And I will watch. If I had the video of it, I would probably watch it.
I would watch that video just because it's a German word, Schadenfreude, where you take enjoyment out of other people's misfortunes.
Oh, okay, yeah, that means something fun. I was trying to get what the first word was. Yes.
That's so German to have that mean that.
I know. To actually have a word for that. So, Brick, tell me about your Italy experience. What was the best thing you did there?
this is going to sound bougie as shit, but I did a wine tour throughout Tuscany.
Yeah.
You're in
bougie
Italy,
shit.
though.
I know, you have to. You literally have to.
That's I went to Napa, so obviously I went to a winery.
Yeah, it was
so
brilliant,
bougie.
though. Yeah. Paninis were fantastic. We met these 3 French-Canadian chicks that were nice enough to tour guide us around. We were in like an actual tour, but we got dropped off in these small little cities, and they just we just walked around with them. They basically told us where we can go because we didn't have any phone service to like get an actual map. So we were just like walk around the towns. And
they're French-Canadian, but they know Italy?
they had like better phone service, I guess, at the time. I couldn't even get the Google Maps to load on my phone. So.
They definitely were trying to rob you.
So they didn't know Italy. They just had a phone that was working to get around.
Yeah,
Italy.
we were all just tourists together, basically. So that was fun.
Sorry.
Yep, sorry. They were very nice and hilarious too, actually.
What about pasta? Would you eat any?
I only ate ravioli
gnocchi?
for pasta. Oh no, I had a seafood spaghetti plate as well. I ate too much pizza because I'm spoiled with pizza here. I was a pizza snob over there.
I don't think pizza's not really even Italian.
It was created
Like
there.
we just
Wasn't
it
we
created
just
in
take it
China?
and turn it into whatever the
perfected
fuck we want.
I don't know, but the wine was literally too good. Too good.
Sheesh.
Actual sheesh. One thing I thought was kind of funny was like all the statues everywhere. It's kind of crazy.
Just penises.
Yeah, well, dicks are out everywhere. That's one thing I thought would be funny. There was one statue that has like this guy, holding a bowl over his head, and it's like a fountain, and it's kind of spraying everywhere. But I thought it'd be hilarious if sculptors were just like trolling their friends. Like one guy one time spilled a bowl of water, and like this guy's like, "Oh,
And he carved a
suck it,
fucking
dude."
statue out of it.
In the middle of the city where it rains water after him, and you just have to see it and be shamed one time he spilled water. I just thought that would be hilarious.
Back in the olden days, they didn't have gifts, so they would just fucking.
That's trolling.
They had to recreate it.
They would
with
carve it
marble.
out of stone and marble. Your friend getting pwned to literally be in shame for eternity. So I thought that would be funny. Also, saying that, I noticed a lot of statues in this movie that we saw, and we'll get into that.
What movie?
The Harry Potter movie.
Oh, okay.
How many times? What's the over under on the amount of times that Mark busts out his terrible British accent?
Potter.
Did Kelly try to divorce you yet?
No,
Did you bring her to see this movie?
no, of course not. I took the handicap seat.
So did I.
You son of a bitch.
Tight, dude.
Does Kelly not like Harry Potter?
It's not that she doesn't like it; she just doesn't follow it like the majority of white girls in America.
It is a very white girl thing.
Yeah,
That's weird, isn't it?
yeah.
All right, so one story that I can tell you from Italy.
Oh, back to Italy. Thanks, Brick.
I did visit the Vatican because I am ordained, and I did marry some 2 beautiful people.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Adam
in a
and
minute.
Rachel. Yep. 2 literally beautiful people. Jesus Christ. So as the good friend that I am, I went to the Vatican, took in the culture at its core, I guess you can say. And honestly, it was all right, whatever. And as I'm leaving, this father dressed in actual priest outfit attire.
Wait, was he? Are you saying a father, like of us, like the dad of a son, or was he a father,
he was
like
a
Catholic
priest.
Okay.
Full priest. We meet at the exit door, and he, like the nice father that he is, lets 4 people go, like right in front of him to use the door to exit. Like, oh yeah, here you go. And then I power move this father and go, oh, after you, sir. And he goes through, and as he's leaving, I go, yeah, father to father. He like looks at me like, what the hell are you been talking about?
You didn't say thank you.
Yeah, no.
This is why everybody hates Americans.
Yeah, well, just because I wasn't dressed as a father doesn't mean that I can't be a father. You know what I'm saying?
You are the embodiment of Larry David.
How loud were you? In
You
Italy?
are Larry David, and we will get to that a little later.
God damn it.
But really, so he let those 4 people go in front of me, and he was, oh, this guy's going to hell. I can cut this guy, no problem. Just like walked in front of me. That's how he really knew.
So what did Smithers really do at the wedding? Because I came down here, I'm like, how was the wedding? He's like, it was fine. I'm like, well, was Brick drunk or anything? He's like, no, everyone was pretty good. I'm like, you were the drunk one, weren't you?
Yo.
I was pretty drunk.
Smithers was on the dance floor. That's how drunk he was.
That's what you do at weddings. You get drunk and you dance.
No.
Students dance.
Second, I saw him so many times have just googly eyes where it's like, and he's like looking around and you can't tell. Like Bill Skarsgård, the eyes are looking a little
He's
bit
looking
different.
through you type thing.
There was only a few different times.
I apologize for nothing.
He gathers composure, but then he just like.
What else are you supposed to do at a wedding?
No, I agree. It wasn't. You didn't do.
It was a fun time.
It was a great time.
What was your drink of choice? Whiskey?
I was drinking beers. They had Tall Boy Sierra Nevadas.
Ooh,
big fan.
Yeah, no, they had some good stuff there.
It was a good wedding though, and you actually did marry our friends Adam and Rachel. I am very proud of you for not just like peeing yourself on stage.
Yeah, that was number one priority besides, saying the words.
How many people do you think actually caught the Baker Mayfield reference?
I don't know. I was trying to keep it up to date, obviously going with the flow. AKA
you waited till the last minute to write it.
Writing the speech at like the morning of.
I walked into your hotel room.
That's how you keep it fresh in your mind,
what are you
right?
doing at a laptop? It's like, I got to write this speech.
I had a lot of it thought out, so there's that. I also
sure you did.
I was wondering what parts I could add, what parts I could like cut out and stuff. I originally had a part where I was talking about, the reason I took the job in the first place was because that now I have a chance to Dwight Schrute Adam and just like marry Rachel for myself just by speaking German. That was the first thought that crossed my mind. I was going to add that, but I cut it out. Another one was I was going to make fun of Brent Priola because I was going to say the reason that we're all here is because, Adam is such a great guy and he needs all this space. And look at all these amazing people that are up here. And honestly, I still don't know how Priola is so far up in the ranks up here. And then I was going to go, it's just proof. The more you love Adam, the more Adam loves you. Just like going that route. Because literally Priola is all over him. Yeah, all the time. But then I needed that extra time to make sure it was crisp and clean. So
I appreciate the brevity. Brevity is the soul of wit. You have to, especially when you have people like, they've been drinking all day. They want to get back to drinking.
Exactly.
A short ceremony is always the best.
It was primed. Oh yeah. Kept it clean. And I threw in some nice words there.
You did. I
was genuine. It's because I know them so well, I could kind of piece things together based on our previous relationship. But it was cool to do. I will never do it again though, because I
thought you did well.
Fucking stressful.
You don't want to marry Erica and I?
I was literally like I was a bump on a log while we were like doing all the partying because I was like, all right, sick. I can't be drunk and do this.
Beforehand.
Yeah, everyone was like partying on the bus, having a great time. I was just like stonewalled, like focused, and people were like, "Yeah, you'll be fine. Don't even worry about it." And I was like, "Yeah, I just want to get blacked out right now. That's my only like reason I'm not talking super aggressively to everybody like I usually do."
The best is I saw, 6 or 7 people come up to you and ask you, "Are you nervous?"
Yeah, dude,
that's
brutal.
The worst question to ever ask anyone.
Yeah, I wasn't nervous and still not nervous. Just stop talking to me. I'm just gonna get pissed because you're just putting this bad inception in my brain.
You're just going to make me nervous.
Exactly.
That's such a dick move.
And it was in a theater too. Like we got raised from the floor, the pit.
It was a pretty sick venue.
It was awesome. It was a great venue.
But also, I don't ever want to go back to Joliet.
Agreed. I've been there twice. One for EDC and one to marry my friends.
Did you...
What a contrast of experiences that was.
Are you net gain or loss at the casino for the weekend?
Gain.
Nice.
I'm the hype man.
How much? $20?
Like $40.
Damn.
But I barely played that much. But when I was around you guys, though, hype was real.
You did. You hyped us well. Erica refused to let me to go to the casino after the wedding because that's how drunk I was.
Yeah, no, that's a safe bet, pun intended, by Erica to not let you do that.
I have no problem gambling. No, I can gamble when I'm drunk. I have no problem with that. I'm actually better at math when I'm drunk.
Claim. Okay. But that makes sense.
I've been to Vegas. I paid for our trips. I can gamble when I'm drunk. Trust me.
You know who else can gamble when they're drunk? Kyle Ulasic. Can we also talk about who the drunkest person at the
Thank you.
Was?
I was definitely not the drunkest person at the wedding.
It was Kyle Ulasic. Name dropped immediately. But
why was he the drunkest person? Just his movements or like
I got a couple Snapchats from Kevin Garner.
He was
shout out KG.
Full googly-eyed drader. He just finally came in and he wasn't with his significant other. He just like because he's from Arizona, and so he came in and just like I think he started drinking on the plane and then just like didn't stop.
That's what you do, man.
No, he didn't do anything wrong or anything. He just was the drunkest person there, which was hilarious.
And the good thing is like nobody did anything absurd or stupid. There were no fights at the wedding, so it doesn't really matter how drunk you get.
Yes, but I will say shout out to Rachel for her composure because she did fall.
Is this where we talk about me being Larry David?
You can go ahead and preface this. I actually heard it in the last episode. The gaggle of women that came in at the end of the episode. You're like, episode's over. They're here.
The gaggle of betches.
Go ahead.
Rachel was one of the drunker ones here last weekend, which is saying something because they were all sufficiently shit-faced.
Absolutely. That's the week before her wedding. Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, she tries to come downstairs to hang out with us. And I'm setting up this brand new 75-inch fucking television that I just spent an ungodly amount of money on.
Humble brag. It's not even that big, but go ahead.
She falls down the stairs. I don't know if you saw the picture. She has a giant, it's like black, the bruise on her thigh and butt.
Oh no.
They are slippery stairs and they're pretty narrow. You should put some
They're not
tape
if you're
on them.
sober.
No, they're pretty slippery. I was wearing some socks down here.
I have not fallen down the stairs once, and I've been here for almost a month.
I hope you're insured. But go on.
I am. Yeah. But anyways, she falls down the stairs, right? So we're like, oh my God, are you okay? Please don't die the week before your wedding. But Erica very naively leaves the card for me to sign and, put a gift in
for her wedding.
And she's like, make sure you sign the card and bring it to the wedding, because Erica was in it. So she was already gone for the whole day. So I stupidly signed the card. If you're reading this, you probably didn't fall down the stairs at your wedding.
And lo and behold, as she was walking down the stairs after she just got married, she slipped and tripped up a little bit and fell. And now,
basically,
and now Smithers has egg all over his face. Like
I put a gypsy curse on Rachel to fall down the stairs on her wedding day. Cue the Curb Your Enthusiasm music in the background.
Can we get that? We got to cue that. We can get that. I think.
I felt so bad for like 10 minutes. And then I realized how hilarious it was.
Yep, absolutely. That's just one of those moments.
Sorry, Rachel. I still love you. Just stop falling down the stairs.
You can't fall down 2 sets of stairs in 2 different weeks, though. That's just definitely a personal problem.
Yeah, at some point, that's on you.
I didn't say you were graceful in the speech, but you're still beautiful. So there's that. Let's see. Where do we go from here? Mark, you haven't said anything in a while. You're going to Costa Rica tomorrow.
I was just listening. Sounds like you guys had a great time. Yeah, I'm going to Costa Rica on Friday.
Ooh.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do there. Kelly's like, do you want to go whitewater rafting? I'm like, yeah, I probably don't want to die in Costa Rica. So
live on the edge, bro.
Go on a booze cruise or something.
Mark is grandpa walking around my basement with a limp right now.
I played football for 4 hours, and I don't like play football. Like,
dude,
we played flag football. And I felt okay, and I got in the car, and when I got home and got out of the car, I was like, nope, this is going to be bad. Like, my ankles were swollen last night. My legs are just rocked right now. When
you play flag football for the first time, and when you haven't played in years, your body gets full rocked. Yeah. No, I agree wholeheartedly. But if there's ever a time to do whitewater rafting, it's now, because you're just going to get older, and you're just going to get literally body broken more and more.
I don't know.
100%.
Don't be a coward, dude.
I just don't like going with tour groups. That's the thing. And this reminds me of that South Park episode. They literally did one on this, of how much it sucks going on a tour with other families and shit. And they just ask stupid ass questions while you're trying to go ziplining. And they're like, wait, we want to hear more about the oak trees. Just like, no, can we just go ziplining? Like, shut the fuck up.
Okay. So
that's just me.
So I just did a tour in Tuscany
with a bunch of other people.
I don't know if you guys know, that was definitely in Italy very recently, very recently, and it was a good time.
But who were you with? Were you with like 20 other people?
No, like I said, my favorite part actually was doing the wine tour, and we met those 3 French Canadian chicks, and just like we hung out with them. We just like met you. So you have a big tour guide, but also you can meet a different couple or a different group that you kind of gravitate towards naturally.
I think it's all dependent on the type of activity you're.
Yeah, and water rafting is dope. And then I did water rafting ride in throughout Yellowstone at a certain juncture, and it's just an awesome experience altogether. It's not always going to be like hitting the hard waves back and forth, bro, but it's good. It's good. But you see, like, there's calm waters, and you like can see a moose, and you see like all these wild animals.
There's no moose in Costa Rica.
That's right. Yeah. Well, my experience
was like jaguars.
Yeah. So yeah, live on the edge.
Sloths.
Live on the edge.
I'm shaking up with the sloth 100% when I'm there.
I don't trust that hand.
That's your only goal.
Is it a hand or is it more just like a gross claw?
It's a gross claw, dude.
It's like sweaty.
Trust, dude. super
got the
slow.
the puby looking hairs on it. Just like what? Oh my god! What
I want
is
to
this
comb
thing?
through one of those things. Jesus Christ! I can say that I'm my father.
No, you're not. That's not how this works.
It is how it works, dude. Use your imagination a little more, you idiot.
Whatever.
Aren't you happy to have me back?
No. Let's get into the question for the week. We had some pretty good submissions. So if you missed out last episode, we asked if you could go back and rewatch a scene from any movie or TV show for the first time. So basically you forget it, amnesia style. Brick, grab me a beer. So you get to forget it and rewatch it for the first time. So what is basically the scene you want to experience again? For me, there are a ton from Game of Thrones. I think the battle scene between the Mountain and Oberyn Martell is up there.
That's a good one.
Ned Stark's beheading was the most jaw-dropping thing I've ever seen. And I
that
hate
almost feels like so long ago that I don't know.
I hated Joffrey at that point. I was like, official, yo, you're the
We
worst.
should.
No shit. That's what I'm saying. I want to live that again.
Okay, well, we got some pretty good submissions on Instagram. One of them is not from eGains91. Eddie, who we saw last night. Good to see you, Ed.
Eddie.
He says, when Lou Dorchin crashes his car into his own garage and plays Motley Crue piano on his dashboard, do either of you have any idea what scene this is?
Nope. No idea.
I had to Google this. This is from Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh my God. Say it again.
Yeah.
Say it again. What is it?
Okay, I do
Lou
remember
Dorchin
that.
crashes his car into his own garage, plays Motley Crue piano on his dashboard.
Oh, and then he throws up the stick and the drumstick in the air and does the drum solo. That is one of my favorite scenes too. I love it.
That is such a deep cut. I remember nothing about that movie.
I watched it the other day. It was actually super good. When Craig Robinson drops "Let's Get It Started" again.
I love Craig Robinson.
Craig Robinson's amazing.
That was another great scene in that. But back to Eddie. Eddie would appreciate this scene that I would actually kind of like to relive. In Always Sunny, when Mac and Charlie decide to get like the car insurance for Dee's car, and so they
crash her car.
They try to drive it into a wall, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll jump out," or at the last second, and then they just don't jump out, and they just crash the car into a wall, and Mac's like obliterated. I thought that was hilarious.
Everything
I cried
about
laughing.
That episode is hilarious because it's a shitty Dodge Neon.
Amazing.
You're not going to get any money out of it, and they're just like, "Yeah, we're going to destroy this car and get the insurance money." So fucking stupid.
And I love the running joke of just Dee's car getting destroyed and they never pay her.
Tech Junkie 758 says Breaking Bad, half measures and full measures. So this is roughly the end of season 3. This is right around the time when Walt is convincing Skyler like that they're going to start laundering money.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy shit going on at this point in Breaking Bad.
Is that close to where he's laughing underneath the basement hysterically? That's like the third season.
That's the second season, I think.
That's like the maniacal laugh, like, yo, you're a psycho.
Well, he is a full psycho.
Yeah, I know. That was bone chilling for me.
Is that when Skyler gave all the money to
the guy who she was having an affair with?
The guy she's fucking because she's fucking awful. She's
just
the
like
worst character ever.
Just laughing hysterically. And
Remind me to come back to that because
it's a really good scene.
There are some truly hateable characters in Fantastic Beasts too.
Oh yeah.
And we'll
talk about them.
Yeah, I disagree. I didn't care much for them, but we'll get into it.
They're hateable. That's the point. Go. Anyways, B Daisy Speck, aka White Trash Betty, she left an extremely long answer.
Brilliant.
The ending scene from Whiplash. It absolutely blows my mind. I analyzed every single bit of that entire movie, but especially the ending. And she goes on to ask some questions about the motives for J.K. Simmons and why he did what he did. This is a deserving Oscar-winning movie.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons is the fucking man.
So let me get this straight. White Trash Betty is listening to a movie about like opera, or not opera, but like
Whiplash.
But like no, just like jazz bands.
Well, the kid was a drummer.
He was a drummer.
You've never seen Whiplash, obviously.
No,
dude. Oh my god.
Quartet, right? It's like
and you're just immediately gonna shit all over it.
No, I'm just saying. It looked like whatever. It looks fine.
She's not actually white trash.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing out the name
just to clarify,
just to contrast. Like it claims to be white trash, but clearly isn't white trash.
I think we're due for a White Trash Betty voicemail. So
rant.
Give me something here.
No, but I agree with that. The ending scene. It's like, did J.K. Simmons really do this, or did he set him up?
Dude, J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, speaking of full psychopaths, he's a fucking monster in that movie.
You know, he plays the most likable asshole of all time.
He's amazing, though.
Ooh, that's a good
Can't
question.
believe they wasted him as Commissioner Gordon.
The most likable asshole. That's a good question. Who's the most likable asshole?
Dennis Reynolds. Ooh. No, he's not really likable.
He's not likable. No, I agree.
Good question.
It's a good question we can come back to later, for sure.
Billy New 480 says, and this is really the only one true answer, 2016 World Series Game 7. Yeah, that's fair. Some idiot was there.
I know, yeah.
I was there, and that's
he's
my
trying
cousin.
to turn himself into a meme.
That's my cousin, too, so he probably...
So technically, Mark can't actually consider that an answer because he was there, so it wasn't actually a TV moment.
Oh, yeah. Suck a dick, Mark. Eat a bag of shit.
True. I was the TV moment.
Okay. Yeah, I wish I could forget that, but also never rewatch it.
Wait, no. I thought Mark was supposed to do these invoices of people.
Oh, yeah. You can do the next one. This is perfect for you because WSBH narrator has one for you.
So WSB narrator, white supremacist bitch narrator is the way you have to say.
I don't think that's...
Dude.
That wasn't against anything that he
trying
said.
to alienate
We shouldn't be here.
Yeah,
we shouldn't be here. A great YouTube channel. You guys should check it out.
Oh, okay.
Does
So
scary
we shouldn't be
story.
here. Say it like you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Say his thing like you shouldn't be here. Like you should. Oh, creepy.
We shouldn't be here. Narrator says the Leonardo DiCaprio scene at the end of The Departed.
Do you work for a sex hotline? What is happening?
Hey, no, I guess that now that's on par with we shouldn't be here. We shouldn't be on the phone with this sexy fucking
900 number operator.
I'm Chris Hansen.
fake British guy. Okay. Okay, that's a good answer.
The Departed.
The Departed.
That's what I was waiting for was your shitty Boston accent.
Fucking do it. Do it, Einstein. Shoot a fucking cop. See what happens. That's a great scene with Matt Damon when they're on the roof.
Yeah.
If that's what he's referring to. But there's the ending scene, there's a lot of shit that goes down. But yes, Departed is an overall great movie.
Yeah. Tony Beeswax says the confrontation between Batman and Two-Face at the end of Dark Knight.
You gotta let him do it, dude. Tony Beeswax.
All right, dude.
Harry Potter.
Let me do one.
Potter.
Let me do one. Do we have any more answers or no?
No, we haven't even talked about that. First of all, that is one of the more decent scenes of The Dark Knight. If honestly, every scene is over the top and great.
Here we go.
But I would say more so you have to either go with the Joker, the pencil scene, when he walks into the kitchen room.
Everybody knows the pencil scene.
I actually prefer, of anything, the rooftop gala scene.
Better pencil scene. John Wick or the Joker?
The Joker.
That's technically John Wick too, but...
The John Wick pencil scene is great too, though.
They did set that up in a movie before that. That's pretty amazing. Hey Arnold 14.
Hey Arnold, I got this one.
Do it.
I'm Colin, the 4th of July scene from Sandlot. Absolute pure joy. That's Colin.
You sound like a pedophile. Oh, I guess
thanks
technically Colin sounds like a pedophile.
Yeah, thanks for the submission, Colin. Anything from Sandlot is pure joy, except for, honestly, it's heart-wrenching when he hits the Babe Ruth ball out and it just gets destroyed. So other than that.
And America, Sweet America, or whatever the song is called. Just like, America, Sweet America, when they're watching the fireworks. God bless you, hate on me.
That's what he just referenced.
I know. That makes the whole scene, though, just that song in itself.
That's why he's talking about it.
Okay.
Duh.
Lucky Boy Review says the D-Day scene from Saving Private Ryan.
You said say it like them, Ryan. I know you're monotone as fuck, but
I don't.
Lucky Boy Reviews. Hey, you're a lucky boy.
What does that even? What?
I don't know. Take it how it is. Be subjective for once.
I'll just say like Rick. Peace.
You're making this more about the voices and less about the answers, Brick.
Yeah, dude.
Pace.
All right.
100% pace.
Hey, D-Day from Saving Private Ryan. I feel like a lucky boy. That's all you have to do, you loser, you robot.
That's your voice, though.
That was my impression of lucky boys.
In your voice?
In my voice, yeah. I'm lucky boy. So basically, it's me.
All right.
All right. Watch It Like on Instagram left us a few answers. I'm going to go with my favorite. I am Iron Man at the end of Iron Man 1.
Such a power move. I
Goosebumps.
That is 100% why that movie was actually amazing, was just to pull that.
His arrogant ass. No wonder you love this, because that is just you if you were actually good at things.
No, I am Iron Man. Mic drop. See ya.
If you were a billionaire genius, you would be Tony Stark, except
I've
you're
one of those
just
two things
arrogant
already.
and you have none of those things.
I have one of those two things
and
already.
you wouldn't take 1 second of waiting to tell people you're Iron Man. You're so arrogant. You'd just be like, I'm Iron Man.
100%.
I'm Iron Man.
Yeah, look at I'm going to reach my arm up and I'm going to be able to fly later. Sick.
Well, easy with your Hail Hitler signal there,
Hey,
homie.
can I do, that's bad radio also. Can I do the scene that I want to see?
You may.
It would be the scenic views from the Tuscany mountains and hills from Italy that I definitely just was, and I'm not bragging about it at all. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Eye roll. I got one more. Ryan, who we actually saw at the wedding last night.
That's right.
On Facebook says the bank shootout from Heat. All-time great moment.
Yeah.
I think that's better upon rewatch than actually just like seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
You're the worst, dude. How do you do a movie
I know. Were
podcast?
you waiting for me to say something? That's why I had to admit
Yes, I was
that.
waiting for. I'm sorry that I was waiting for you to add something to the conversation.
Okay. Well,
How
I've been
dare
adding a
I?
lot. I've been adding a lot.
Yeah, the
you know?
rewatch value of that scene is probably more than the initial viewing value of that scene. I would agree, Smithers.
Okay.
There's a lot of shit going on, and just the heist in general is out of this world.
So my ADD mind went from taking Heat, and it just all of a sudden like went into Reservoir Dogs, into one of the most cringeworthy scenes that I don't want to experience again, which is the scene where he's like torturing the guy. Who's the guy torturing with the music, and he like pulls off his ear and shit.
That's Stuck in the Middle with You.
Dude, yeah, that scene, that had me cringing super hard about that just experience in itself. So I think the question for next week is, what are your favorite or least favorite cringeworthy scenes in any movie or TV series?
There is
Thoughts?
enjoyment in secondhand embarrassment and awkwardness, though, right? Like that.
No doubt about it.
There's probably a German word for that too.
Absolutely.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, there's something that you get, some form of enjoyment that you get from watching somebody else get super embarrassed, and it's painful, but it's a good.
It depends. Again, depends on the situation. It's super situational.
What about the Spider-Man 3 though scene of Tobey Maguire walking down the street?
That's
Is that too
bad.
cringeworthy?
Oh,
Is that just
God?
That's not even funny anymore. It's
No,
just like
it's
to the
not.
point where you turn the TV off.
He's got so much swag though. His drip is just
With your venom,
dripping.
you'd be dripping too.
yeah.
All right, what about you guys? What scenes would you want to unwatch? We didn't really go through this.
I talked about Game of Thrones mostly. You know what?
Lord Baelish?
The very first time Goku goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Fair.
How many episodes does that take though?
I mean,
It's not scenes, it's episodes. It
about
takes
a dozen, but yeah, like there's a specific episode where he eventually like his hair starts flashing blonde. That's yeah.
Yep.
I'm going with that one.
Okay, so if I had to pick, it's hard to narrow down a scene for me, but if I'm going to just completely jumble the question and be like, yo, what movie would you want to watch again? It would be the entire movie of Taken, because that movie gets me so freaking hyped the first time I see Liam Neeson.
Liam
No,
Neeson's
dude.
though?
Just go
Pick a scene.
bonkers on everybody. Oh, it's the best.
No, it's definitely the phone call
Is
scene.
it the I will find you scene?
Good luck.
Good. And he's like laying down under a dead body and shoots the guy after he's looking to clear the room. That was a pro move. But another cringeworthy scene in that movie is the way that girl runs. That freaking pisses me
Terrible.
off.
Yeah.
She runs pathetic. Your dad is Liam Neeson. He killed 90 million people in this movie.
And that's how you run?
You can't run away from. Oh my God.
Those are the genes he gave you? Doubt it. It's probably adopted.
Literally the reason that Liam Neeson should have spent more time with his daughter. I guess they were like she was a child of divorce.
His mom wouldn't let him.
You know, yeah.
Back to Game of Thrones, a quiet scene that people don't talk about that is amazing is the Lord Baelish scene where they just accuse him of all that shit and he's just like blown away. He's like, oh my God, is this happening?
Well, you mean Sansa?
Where they basically
Sansa.
tell him he's dead. You're like, you're going to go die now.
I can't believe that was the scene that you picked of all the
Yeah,
scenes
that's not
in
at
Game
all.
of
But
Thrones, dude.
That's not
the
even
amount
top
of
10.
hate everyone has for Lord Baelish, and it just gets to the point where you're so relieved when that scene happens.
Brick, is that even top 20?
0%.
Oh my
That's
God,
not funny.
dude.
I've seen that and read the
All
books.
right, yeah,
Another
you're the
humble brag.
typical Red Wedding. Okay, we get it, man.
No, the Red
No,
Wedding
dude,
was
Battle of the Bastards.
fantastic. What about the scene? Wait, Battle of the Bastards, was that the one? No.
Come on.
I want to see when Tyrion actually goes back out and fights in the first war because Joffrey's a pussy. That was a
That
badass
was pretty
scene
good.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe you, Lord Baelish. That was the worst thing ever you
Seriously.
said.
No, honestly,
God damn it, Mark.
Mark
You're a bloodlust
relates
guy.
to him.
You're a
Yes, Mark is
bloodlust guy too. Are you kidding me?
Mark is a fellow weasel.
the scene I would want to unwatch, it wouldn't even be from The Dark Knight. It would probably be the drug bust scene in True Detective when pretends like he's in that Nazi gang.
Yeah,
The white supremacist gang. Yeah.
That's the one shot where he's like climbing the fence and shit.
Just that it's like 6 minutes
done.
long, but still that whole scene where he's running through all those trap houses and just like,
That's
oh
intense.
my God.
I had two real quick. One of them isn't one of them's cringeworthy. One of them is just a dope scene. The scene in Gladiator, because I was just in Rome and I was just in Italy.
Oh, shut up.
So,
God, you're the worst.
best of all time. And so when he goes out and like murders like 6 people in a row, and then he double stabs one of the goons in the chest, and then he walks out. He goes, "Are you not entertained?"
Everyone knows the line.
And then he cuts the
what's
heads
the line?
off. Are you not entertained? I'm Maximus Decimus Meridius, father of a murdered son,
Why'd you pick that
husband
scene?
to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
Can
Why'd
we
you
just
pick
move on now?
Did you pick that
please?
scene because you're so cultured now?
Absolutely, most cultural
Just
person
getting
of all
back from
time.
Italy.
You are the last person in the world that I thought was going to come back from Europe and be like, "Oh my God, Europe is the best."
Have you ever been there?
Just so much more progressive than America.
Okay, and then I had a cringeworthy scene that I think I might have just zipped out of my brain. I went from Gladiator to can't.
Cool story, bro. Let's get into some of the news for the week.
News to us. Boop. Are you gonna pause it?
My
or what?
favorite drop ever.
Oh,
That'll never happen again. Anyways, Mark,
Yeah.
Leprechaun trailer. What's the verdict? It's not Warwick Davis, so it can't be as good, but
Still a Leprechaun trailer. And I'm still very excited about it.
I don't understand. If you watch this trailer, the Leprechaun was always pissed because somebody took his gold.
Yeah. Your point.
These people clearly did not take his gold. What is he mad about? Why is he killing them?
his motives are off.
I don't know.
I'm upset.
That's why we're going to have to go see it. We're going to have to find out.
We need to find out his
Oh,
motives.
this is definitely not getting a theatrical release.
Is he Rumpelstiltskin?
You don't
Could
think so?
No, it's not. It's coming to streaming.
What streaming service?
It'll just be like on demand, like you just pay for it.
Okay.
Also, nobody's going to pay for it.
We'll watch it one day.
All right. Real trailers, though. What about this Dumbo trailer? Because this movie has Danny DeVito, Colin Farrell, Michael Keaton, Eva Green. What the fuck is this?
Is this Batman again?
Well, it is Tim Burton.
I know.
It's just like super dark.
Dark Dumbo intrigues
It's
me
Tim
because
Burton,
his
though.
Story is
What do we
actually
expect?
I don't know. It's just elephant torture porn.
okay. Well, that's one way to put it, but also it's a dark.
Really fucked up.
Yeah, it's just a dark version of a classic Disney story. I mean, think about Dumbo's mom dies right away. Isn't that something that happens?
No, it's she gets like taken away, and there's some racist crows, and Dumbo gets drunk, and he sees pink elephants.
I haven't seen it in a while, but
Who do you think?
Forever.
Who do you think proposed this? Do you think it was Disney to Burton,
Tim
or do you
Burton.
think it was Burton to Disney?
It was 100% Tim Burton.
Burton got high on shrooms and then saw it, and I could make this better. That's what happened.
I can make this.
Dark. I'm gonna murder Dumbo's mom. That's what Mark wants, aka
I'm gonna make
Smithers.
Dumbo a diddler.
That's what Smithers wants. God damn it! All right,
Dumbo. Double D.
I'm
All
done
right.
with Dumbo now. You
More
Dumbo.
important trailers. We got a teaser featuring Key and Peele for Toy Story 4. Give me more of these,
So
because this
great.
is just from their sketch show, Key and Peele. Them like when they were valets talking about movies and actors outside of the hotel or whatever.
I love
This
that.
is
sketch.
fucking amazing.
Loved that bit. It was actually amazing.
Liam Neeson's do?
Give me more
Liam
of this.
Neeson's doubt.
They need to be in this movie proper and not just in the. I don't know what they are.
I think they will be.
I think they will be too. One of them is just a freaking rubber ducky, which is the most classic toy you could ever have, and they haven't added that in, right?
What is the most classic toy? Like a yo-yo, a ball,
A ball or a stick.
Come on.
a stick. You can't do anything with a stick if you don't have a ball.
You can hit people with sticks. That's fun,
Wow. Okay.
Stick.
dude.
Most
You could like roll shit down the street with a stick. That's what they did back in the day. That's original toys was a stick.
Most importantly, we had a Detective Pikachu trailer. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I'm gonna preface this with I saw the Fantastic Beasts of Revenge on like the Griswolds or whatever, and
You're an idiot.
the one thing
This is going to be great.
the
later.
one thing that I saw throughout there was like the beasts were super cool, and I was like, this is just getting me pumped for Detective Pikachu. After seeing the trailer and seeing Charizard light people up, ooh, I'm
Isn't
pumped.
this the world that you really want to live in, though?
No.
No, why?
This Pikachu could just electrocute me. Fuck that. I'm
unless you're a dick to him.
They had a Jigglypuff on meth and sitting at a bar.
How'd you know she was on meth? Yeah.
She was pissed because she sang and the guy fell asleep because that's what happens when Jigglypuff sings.
Jigglypuff, give me some more drugs.
Wow. Okay.
Directed by Tim Burton.
Yeah, this is Basketball Diaries for Jigglypuff. She's just a deranged singer who everyone sleeps when she's up there, and she gets depressed and goes into a deep dive of drugs.
Anyways, this movie looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm sold. Just hearing Ryan Reynolds' voice is actually awesome as Detective Pikachu.
What Pokemon do you need to see in this movie?
Ooh, the Mr. Mime bit was good, but also Jinx, the one that's like a prostitute.
Wow, amazing.
That's basically what she is.
Yep.
So is Tim Burton directing this movie?
It's got to be. But one of the better things to come out of this trailer releasing is the overdubs that everybody's done with weird voices. Some of my favorites were the Alex Jones one.
Oh my God.
Where he's just talking about gay frogs. It's coming out of Pikachu's mouth.
That was hilarious.
And also, somebody overdubbed it with Danny DeVito's voice. Oh. And he was originally supposed to be the voice of Detective Pikachu. That would have been better than Ryan Reynolds. And that was pretty much the only thing that would have been better than Ryan Reynolds.
I agree 100%. Danny DeVito would be perfect for this.
He has the best, most recognizable voice, too.
Absolutely. There's a new movie on Netflix that came out that Danny DeVito's in. It's about 2 old comics, though. And I think Danny DeVito's the doctor, and he's giving some guy a colonoscopy. I don't know. That's just the picture I saw.
Danny DeVito into butt stuff.
Fact.
All right. Actual news. There's nothing that we can say about Stan Lee that hasn't already been said.
Yeah.
So instead of talking about this and the miserable day that I had on Monday once I heard this news, let's talk about how shitty Bill Maher is.
He's a piece of shit.
What happened?
He's fucking terrible. And basically, he wrote this blog post on his website talking about how everybody's upset about Stan Lee, but basically he just created characters for children. And the reason why Donald Trump is president is because grown-ups read comic books and just like ridiculous, stupid shit, just baiting people into arguing with him.
I guess people are, or he said something along the lines of it, like people are sad, I guess, because he helped create some movies that people watch, some shit like that. I'm like, dude, first of all, you're turning this around. All these people are grieving. You're a little butthurt because nobody fucking gives a shit about you. And you're turning it around to make it about yourself. Stop being just such an asshole. But that's who he is. He's a fucking fart sniffer.
He did successfully bring all of this back to circle on him. So I guess mission accomplished, but I don't know, man.
You think he's gonna? Has he apologized yet for it?
No, he's not gonna apologize. I don't think he's ever apologized for anything.
Yeah, and exactly. And here's the other.
He fucking sucks.
The other thing
he's a bad person.
It even shows you more of how much of a shitty person he is just for the fact that this was a blog post. Like, he had all the time in the world. He was thinking about this while he was talking to his fucking editors. It wasn't like he was doing this live on a show, but still, it gives you a clear view at how shitty of a person Bill Maher is.
And even worse is he took time to write this down and not just blurt it out, you know?
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, it's brutal.
But turning this into a positive, it did bring literally every comic book fan ever together.
Yeah.
So, like, we, for once, agreed on everything in that Bill Maher fucking sucks. Neil Gaiman and a few other creators had some really good tweets about it, talking about how more people cared about Stan Lee's death than Bill Maher being alive. Like, that's just amazing. Brutal burns. Fuck Bill Maher.
Burn.
But obviously, rest in peace, Stan Lee. You had a huge impact on my life, and I'm sure plenty of others. It'll be really weird the first time we go to see a Marvel movie and he doesn't show up.
I was thinking about this. Do you think they're going to try to CGI him at all, or take other clips of him and put him in there? No. You think they're just going to stop doing it?
What if they got like Bryan Cranston to dress up like Stan Lee and just come in?
I think they might do.
If they did that, they'd have to give the makeup that they got from the freaking alchemist in this Harry Potter movie, and he would look exactly like
Nicholas Flamel.
Yes,
they're gonna have to reference something. And what I really would like to see is whatever movie it may be where they decide to do a type of tribute for him, which I know is going to happen. It's got to happen. I want them to get all these Marvel characters together that are currently acting and doing these Marvel movies, and they should make this a post-credit scene where they're thanking him or doing something along those lines. I think it is going to happen. Something to that matter, but
Yeah, something
I really
something
wanna see
big
that.
will be coming, I'm sure. But
What's the crowd once they see Stan Lee's cameo in the new Avengers movie? What's that going to be? It's going to be up, or is it going to be like, oh,
it's going to make
be
me
up.
extremely angry because everyone's going to clap in a movie theater, even though nobody on screen can hear them and nobody appreciates that. So don't make noise in a movie theater because fuck you.
such a Grinch.
yeah, such a Grinch, even if it's for like your actual icon.
Don't ruin my fucking movie experience.
That enhances the movie experience.
No, it doesn't.
It gives you the chills because you're like, this is the guy. That's Stan Lee. He deserves a round of applause.
Where's
Doesn't
live?
matter if anybody hears it or not. It's
Anybody who claps in a movie theater.
the experience that he deserves a round of applause
Yeah.
when he's up there.
When I
You're a
saw
Grinch.
Crimes of Grindelwald on Thursday,
Motherfucker.
it's there were all these people were clapping when they showed Hogwarts. I'm just like, Harry Potter.
So
Is that why Harry Potter went to school?
Doesn't that drive you nuts though?
No, it would only drive me nuts if he said that out loud in the theater, like to the person next to him, like super loud, like an asshole.
Yep, that's Mark.
The clapping for that, you don't clap for Hogwarts. I'm not a fan of Harry Potter, but fucking who cares?
We've seen Hogwarts plenty of times.
No one clapped in my theater, so there's that.
Mine either, but whatever. Moving on. George R.R. Martin's lesser-known book series, Wild Cards, is reportedly in development to air on Hulu.
I like it.
So, synopsis of this.
You
In
just
the world
like
of
the word
Wild
wild
Cards.
card.
What?
No, he's like, I like it. I'm like, you just like the word wild card.
That's true.
It's true. It lured me in immediately.
Anyways, a deadly virus was spread across the world in 1946. Most
Period
people
piece?
died.
Period piece. I'm already sold.
You're in. But those who survived either mutated or magically had superpowers.
Even more best thing of all time. Okay.
Now, decades later, the virus still exists and manifests itself later in life. So people don't know if they are going to become the Jokers and mutate or become the Aces and get superpowers.
So they're X-Men mixed with DC.
Yes. There are 27 of these books already.
Yo, George, finish fucking Game of Thrones, bro. 27 of these books? God damn it.
This has been coming out for like 30 years, though.
I don't care. Finish Game of Thrones,
Okay.
man. You
Fair
old
enough.
ass. I'm talking for everybody in the world. There we go.
Okay.
I'm worldly. I can say that now. I am
Are
a
you done
father.
now?
This
And
is
I
such a
would say
Fuck off.
this is such a dude comment, but I'm always blown away by people that just write books. Like if you think about it, you just
What are you even talking about?
You just wrote a book. You wrote 27 books. Holy shit. That's so many words. And so much thought has to go into that. And you're George R.R. Martin.
So much content and like organizing it
Yeah.
in a way
So
where
much
it
work.
makes sense. Oh, I'm going to make up all these fictional characters and then I want to have them fuck each other and then kill each other.
How do you how do you remember this? You think he has a big like diagram, like he draws it out, or
100%
what?
does.
if
Especially for Game of Thrones.
if he was ever suspected for a murder and they went to his house, they would just think he was a psychopath because he has all these webs of like names and shit that are like, oh, murdered by poison, murdered by a poison knife, murdered by
Pepe
lava.
Silva.
Yeah,
from
Gorgonzola choking
Mysteria,
to
yeah.
death. It's crazy. He'd be convicted immediately.
All right, let's just shift this totally to Game of Thrones talk. Pedro
Yay.
Pascal, the star of Narcos. He was Prince Oberyn in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
He was in Kingsman 2. He's going to play the lead in Disney's upcoming Star Wars series, The Mandalorian. So presumably, this is going to be someone
Boba
who's
Fett.
more badass than Boba Fett because
Okay.
Boba Fett fucking sucks.
Little hater.
They canceled that movie, by the way.
I know. Fuck that movie. I don't. All I know
because
is
Boba Fett sucks.
no. Whatever. I'm not going to super defend Boba Fett. I could care less. Star
What do
Wars
we think
is lame.
about this? Mark, you watch Narcos, right?
Yeah,
What do you think?
I like him as an actor.
He's a good actor. Do you think he keeps the mustache?
He has to.
It's a weird mustache.
What role is he doing?
It's kind of his.
He's
Oh, he's
the
just-
main character.
Okay, the
So he'll be
Mandalorian.
a bounty hunter.
Okay.
A Mandalorian bounty hunter who is more badass than Boba Fett.
Does Boba Fett make an appearance? Just give me.
I
Some,
sure as fuck hope not.
Will he have the Boba Fett suit?
is he
that's-
Boba Fett?
Like, that's
Khalil.
Mandalorian armor.
Yeah, exactly. That's my question.
Yeah, so it'll probably be something similar.
It's a valid question, Brick.
Yeah, no, it is.
No, I'm talking Khalil Mack just being a strip fumble. Yeah. Fuck yeah, Khalil Mack, best in the game. Let's go.
Yeah, it's probably not the best idea we're playing the Bears game, but I'm for it because
Brick's not even a real Bears fan.
yeah, you were actually a Vikings fan last year.
That's not true at all. But go ahead. Anyway, continue with
Okay.
your rants.
Anyways, back to Game of Thrones. The final season is going to premiere in April. Hashtag horny.
It's a long way away.
So we've got odds, like legitimate betting odds. on who is going to be sitting on the Iron Throne at the end of Game of Thrones.
Tyrion.
So I sent this to you. Bran is the favorite at plus 130. Do I need to explain to you how odds work?
No, that's fine. Bran? Really?
Yeah.
That motherfucking Crip?
Wow. Real sensitive.
That motherfucking Crip?
Yeah.
I think he's actually a blood.
I know.
Jon comes up next at plus 500. Khaleesi plus 600. Night King plus 900. And there's a few others in here. Your boy Tyrion's at plus 1200. Not exactly the favorite. My sleeper.
It's all about sleepers. There's no such thing as you have to go full sleepers.
My sleeper is Davos at plus 5,000.
Davos? You mean
the Onion
the
Knight,
Sun
baby?
Sword? Wait, the Cell Sword?
No.
Oh, Davos, the sea Davos.
Davos the Onion Knight.
Yes. He works for the I can't even think of the name.
You don't even know anything about Game of Thrones.
It's been so long.
He doesn't have his fingertips.
Yeah, exactly. He was a what the fuck? A smuggler.
He was a pirate.
He was a smuggler.
He was a pirate smuggler. Anyways, that's my pick. So that means that if you bet $100, you would get $5,000 upon winning this bet.
I think you need to put it in because Davos is super loyal and super awesome.
I might.
That's a good bet.
Imagine if it did happen, you'd make that bet, and we were watching the final episode with you, and you just sit down on the throne, and we look at you. You would just, one tear would just stream down your face. I'd be like, that's
nothing would be like this. He sits on the Iron Throne, and then he like perfectly disenchantments himself and just stabs himself with the fucking chair, and no one gets the Iron Throne, and you're so devastated. It'd be amazing.
It's definitely. I don't understand how they make these odds though. Like who is making these odds?
George R.R. is whispering in their ears.
And how do they know that's how the season is going to wrap up? Somebody's going to have the Iron Throne.
Yeah,
nobody knows that.
That's when that's called the push, right?
Nobody's probably a push series,
like a tie.
No, nobody's the push. You know what I mean?
Well, no, because if I bet Davos and nobody gets it, then technically Davos didn't get it.
Yeah, okay, no push then. You just lose. Okay.
Yeah.
Are they going to be doing spin-off series?
Yeah, there's like 7 of them in the works.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Best.
We the best!
Worst.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible, but thank you.
All right, you heard the drop. You know what time it is. Brick, who's your best man alive?
I got 2 of them. First one, Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle was at a local bar when a couple was taking their wedding photos, not even wedding photos, just like engagement photos, some sort of like photos together. And he decided to walk in and photobomb them. And that's just like an awesome thing to do. You have that kind of like clout and just you're actual big celebrity. Just walk around and just be like, oh, hey, Dave Chappelle's here. What's up? I thought that was hilarious. He's the man.
What would you do if he showed up at your wedding? Day made, right?
I would say, yo, we got some good ass cheese here. And he'd be like, that's fucking, thank you for warning me about how good the cheese is here. I would have to slap you like Arsenio Hall. That's what I would have done.
Okay, good. Very deep cut.
Yes, super deep cut. Second would be Kyle Ulasik. This one's even more deep cut because he was the drunkest person at the wedding yesterday. And real quick, I just got to do a quick ad from one of our sponsors. And I wish there was some music to be played in the background, but Pure Arizona. Let's see what we got here.
What is happening?
More than amazing time, but even better people. Place to stay, laughs to have, Arizona. Oh, and don't forget the smiles.
Wait, is that a joke?
It's a very inside joke because Kyle Elastic texted after being the drunkest person at the wedding, tells the groom and the bride, sends him like the cheesiest message of all time saying, oh yeah, I hope you had a good time or whatever. And he goes, more than amazing time, but even better people. Come to Arizona soon. Place to stay, laughs to have. And like that nice little gesture that he said to us, everyone in the room just like made fun of him for being super lame.
Yeah.
Like he's some sort of Arizona like travel ad.
Writing ad copy.
Exactly. So we're just like, oh, come to Arizona. Laughs to be had right between the mountains and the flowers. If you touch the flowers, they'll prick you. But
also, Arizona is full of meth and racists.
Yes. Smiles to be had. Come to Pure Arizona.
I've been to Arizona.
And so we're just literally making fun of him for 30 minutes about this text he made.
If I recall correctly, you come to Arizona. There's a good time to have.
Racists and scorpions. What the fuck is good about Arizona?
Just amazing.
Sounds like
people.
a band.
Racists and scorpions.
Yeah.
That does look like a good band. Racist Scorpions would be sick. I'd totally see them live. But come back to
All right.
Come to Arizona.
Mark, who's your best man alive?
Laughs to be had.
This news article actually doesn't tell us his name, unfortunately, but it's this 40-year-old man from Australia. He was fed up with this red light camera that gave him a bunch of tickets. So he basically just took off his underwear one night, lit it on fire, climbed the pole, and strapped his underwear around this red light camera. But shout out to this guy because, first of all, I didn't know there's other places in the world that fucking have to go through this type of shit. Surprisingly.
With red light cameras?
Yeah, I thought the US was the only shitty place in the world that actually do this to their people.
Nightmare, yeah.
It's the worst thing ever. And second of all, yeah, fuck red light cameras in general. So
Okay. Well, I agree. I will say one thing that America does better than Italy, because I definitely was there recently.
Dude, I hate you so much.
America,
At least you're leaning into the heel.
Yeah, no, fuck you guys and America. Psych. Just kidding. I like America and just enough, but Italy's better. They don't do breakfast very well. That's a fact. Like, there's no good breakfast joints in.
I'm a big breakfast guy.
Breakfast is clutch, especially if you're on vacation. You need to have good breakfast.
It's like, you just drink a cappuccino. I'm like, no, I'll fucking throw up.
But that
leads something in my stomach.
I think that leans into why all the Italian women and people are just like gorgeous. It's insane.
It's because they smoke.
They chain smoke. They have like these.
They're all skinny as fuck because they smoke all day.
And they walk up hills everywhere, and they have like black, dark hair and like dead eyes that'll eat your soul. But you're like, that's kind of hot. It's weird.
Like a salamander?
Not quite like a salamander. And we're getting back into salamander eyes, which is crazy.
Where are you going with this?
The last thing that isn't good about Italy that America does better is you have to pay for the fucking water there. Like if you get like, oh yeah, I'll have some waters.
Yeah, that's Europe in general.
That's Europe. Yeah. Oh, I'm not paying like this $5 for a glass of water. That's ridiculous.
Did you freak out when they're like still water? You're like, what water?
Yeah.
They're like still water or sparkling. You're like,
fucking water. Yeah. To just take the water. Also, their toilets don't have as much water. And that's something they do better than us. You don't need that much water.
What do you think about the toilet buttons on top? Did you get them?
They're huge.
There's like two of them. You're just like, what one do I press? And one's for like just peeing, and one's for like needs more power. So
I assumed the bigger.
We have those in America too.
The bigger
we do, but you don't find them many places.
The bigger the button, the more power you need. That's what I assumed was the case, and I think that's pretty right.
They need to have like an American flag on one to know that you're taking a big American dump.
Yes.
Honestly, though, I do agree with you. One thing I hate is when people buy bottled water. Just being from Chicago, I'm like, you would be drinking the best tap water if you would just drink it already.
Seriously.
But another thing is, paying for water at a restaurant. I'm like, no,
just
give me the tap water. But you have to understand, it's like not the same as over here.
I know, that's what's crazy. I think I didn't realize. I like took that for granted.
Give me good water.
How good our water is. But when they were like triple distilled, I was like, damn, this water is so good. Yes. I'll pay for the fuck out of this water. I did a very quick 180 on it, but I'm back.
But at the same time, those like the glass bottles, they bring you that still water in for the table. The cap is always open. So you're like, are you just filling this up in the fucking...
You know that they are.
In the kitchen, yeah.
100%.
Okay, go on. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
I've got a worst man alive.
Ooh, interesting. You negative Nancy.
Bill Maher.
Continue.
Fucking...
Bill Maher, definitely. But Kentucky Republican Governor Matt Bevin, who is blaming mass shootings on The Walking Dead.
Dude. Wow.
Yes.
That's a
because
reach.
It's definitely not a mental health problem. It's not the fact that we have gun control issues. It's The Walking Dead that makes people walk into a school and shoot people. This is the dumbest hot take I think I've ever heard. He basically says, what's the most popular topic that seems to be in every cable television network? Television shows are all about what? Zombies. What?
Okay.
There are like 2 zombie shows on TV.
It's not even about zombies anymore. If you fucking watch the show, Mike, or whatever his name is.
The real enemy is humanity.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, this guy fucking sucks.
Yeah, literally zombie killing doesn't have anything to do with you're killing zombies. They're not even alive.
If anything, it brings a human race together. They need to form bonds and create unity. And
Mark, maybe you didn't hear me. The real villain is humanity.
Yeah. I don't think he understood the second time you said it either.
Well, that's my worst man alive. I think that's time for us to get into our movie review. We're already running pretty long. So, Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Gay Wizard Hitler.
Grindelwald.
Griswolds. Get it right.
This is going to be the most infuriating movie review ever.
Can't wait.
Neither of you give a shit about Harry Potter?
I care about Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Oh, God damn it.
I love Harry Potter.
Harry Potter,
in the sorcerer's chamber.
the prisoner of Azkaban. Avada.
I fucking hate you.
Happy Christmas, Harry. Happy Christmas.
Have you seen Dumbledore? Go see Dumbledore.
I'm ignoring you.
You're a true wizard, Harry.
This movie has 40%,
Never let them take that away from you.
40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
The Griswolds will be back.
71% from fans. So I wanted to check a few other sources on this. It's got a 7.1 on IMDb, B+ on CinemaScore. Is this a popcorn flick?
Considering I haven't seen any of them. I mean, I saw some Harry Potters. I didn't see any Fantastic Beasts. I guess you can say it's a popcorn flick because I didn't hate it.
No, you can't.
So what we talk about is the spread between the critic score and the audience score. And when it's just like an enjoyable movie that critics don't like because critics fucking suck.
True.
So we've got a 30% spread here. I enjoyed this. It's the effects are gorgeous.
Okay, yeah, I didn't hate it by any means as a person who hasn't seen it, or I saw it. I haven't seen the first movie, or is this a second Fantastic Beasts?
Yes, this is the 10th Harry Potter movie.
Okay.
This is the second Fantastic Beasts movie, which, by the way, is this the worst job ever done in naming a movie series? Because this basically has nothing to do with Fantastic Beasts.
No, there's some good beasts in there. That's one thing that I took from it.
Dude, there's like 2 beasts.
I labeled them. I labeled them all.
And Grindelwald doesn't even commit really any crimes.
Grindelwald.
He talks about committing crimes. He actually doesn't really commit one besides the first scene in the movie.
Does he gay wizard Hitler enough for you?
A little bit. And I'll tell you why it's not really a popcorn flick is because, let me tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Please, can you please tell us why first before you tell us why?
Can you please tell me about how you're going to tell me why?
All right, listen. Let me tell you. So,
God damn it.
So the climax of the movie isn't even climactic. At the end,
terrible.
The whole scene it's building up to throughout the whole movie is garbage. All right, maybe the garbage is a little too much, harsh. But it's definitely not a popcorn flick considering that scene in the movie. Like, what is that? You give us like 4 minutes of some intense scenery and some confrontation, and that's about it. And that's all you get. And there's no fucking animals in it either.
Okay,
like,
well,
dude, there was plenty of animals in there that I saw.
There were not plenty. You haven't seen the first one.
I haven't seen the first one, but the
first one had plenty of animals.
Okay, well, the second one has
shitty CGI.
There's a bunch of them. There's the platypus hedgehog that like loves the fucking gold.
The Niffler.
Yeah. The water horse dragon was pretty cool.
Probably my favorite scene is when he shoots off his baby. The baby shoots off of the cork of the champagne.
The champagne.
Sure.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
There are a couple of fire dragons. There was the initial like bearded dragon, which is a little
cat
lizard.
Dragon?
There were alien cats. There was the Chinese lion dragon.
What is an alien cat?
Did you see those cats when they were in the Ministry and think immediately lion cat?
Yeah.
Yeah. If they were blue instead of black, that's lion cat.
And then they break off into the Siamese cats. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, they're alien cats. Let's go. And then there's the fake Groot, like stick plant guy. There's plenty of animals.
I haven't seen the first one of these movies.
There was plenty of them.
God damn it.
And the whole first movie is where you get the background of
the whole
all
setup.
these beasts.
You don't understand the dynamic between any of these characters.
Well, as a person who hasn't seen the first one, I thought there were plenty.
But has been to Italy.
Fantastic. Hey, I didn't say that one. I know you just know that I'm world renowned now at this point.
Okay. Let's talk about the cast in this, though. We've got Eddie Redmayne, who plays... I already forgot his name.
Is that the guy who doesn't make eye contact?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Newt Scamander.
Newt.
There we go. He has this impeccable ability to make absolutely just like 1 millisecond of eye contact and then just look right to his feet. What the fuck, man? Why is this a character trait that you think is necessary?
Super emo.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, nervous twitch. I can't deal with actual like reality, so I can only hunt animals. I don't know. Whatever. I didn't mind it.
Okay, Catherine Waterston is Tina.
I didn't care for her character at all either.
She had a much bigger role in the first movie, and she basically is just relegated to the background in this whole thing.
Yeah, she was super minor. I didn't care for her at all. And then her relationship with Scoot or whatever his name is.
Newt. Scoot.
She was like a robot. She was too robotic for me. She didn't actually show any true emotion. That couldn't care less for that relationship. But I will say the one relationship that I kind of caught right away was Queenie and the actual
Queenie
human.
is the worst fucking character ever.
I liked Queenie and
you, of course, you did.
What's the guy's name? Henry?
Jacob.
All right.
Henry.
He looked like a Henry to
Jacob,
me, honestly. But I liked their relationship right from the get-go. I thought I was invested in that more than I was with Scoot and Jabroni bitch. I don't know what her name is.
If you were invested in that in this movie, you need to see the first movie.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I was like, I liked it.
Is a lot better than the first.
Yeah, I liked the first. I liked their relationship in this movie, and I thought if I knew more about it, I would be like, all right, I could really latch onto this. Because when I first initially saw them enter the movie, I don't know if this is spoilers or not because I didn't see the first one, but I was like, oh yeah, this guy's a fucking klutz. What's he doing with this girl? This flapper. She was a flapper. Looked like. But after like unlocking a little bit of information just in general, I liked their relationship.
Dan Fogler needs to be in more movies.
I agree. He's a good actor.
Balls of Fury is an underrated comedy. There, I said it.
Well, okay.
Ezra Miller, he plays Credence, and I have decided that I hate Ezra Miller.
Yo, I don't care about Ezra Miller's character at all. He looks like a secondary character from Yentl, like the way he's dressed. I could care
now
less.
We're crossing like into real world, mispronouncing everybody's name.
Yes,
okay.
He's the Flash, and he just wasn't that's not his role. This isn't his role.
And as stated before, if you've seen the first one, you would hate him even more. If you don't like the way he dresses, wait until you see his fucking haircut in the first one.
Oh, God.
Brilliant.
It's like the worst bowl cut ever.
Okay, so he's not a character that I cared about. One more character I didn't care about that also was a smoke show, though, Zoe Kravitz. I could give a shit about her character, but she was fun to look at on the screen.
Lita, what is it?
Lita. So I wanted to ask you about this, Brick, because you obviously are not a Harry Potter fan. Did the name Lestrange mean anything to you at all?
No.
Okay. So this is like deep Harry, well, not even deep really, but Bellatrix Lestrange is a major character in the original series. This is obviously them talking about this family. That has major ties. And I guess my biggest problem with this movie is that if you don't know the background, basically inside and out, you're missing out on a lot of the references in this movie. Mm-hmm. They did nothing to recap the first Fantastic Beasts. They do nothing to set this movie up.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much just like the onus is on you to know exactly who all of these people are.
Going in blind. And I guess that from a perspective of going in blind, I definitely gravitated more towards Henry or fucking Jacob. And
where do you keep getting Henry?
I don't know.
Damn it.
All right. What about
I thought I'm just gonna real quick. I thought they had an interesting couple dynamic because they go into he's a regular human and she's a wizard, and she can just like be tough to marry a wizard because she can just read your thoughts. That's like fucking brutal.
Yeah,
quietly.
that'd be very bad.
That's a nightmare. Like, oh yeah, you're kind of a bitch. Like, oh, I
like,
fucking know.
Oh, this bitch again.
Yeah, are you kidding me with that? That'd be the hardest thing of all time to do.
All right, what about Johnny Depp?
Again, the only reason I liked this movie was for his motivations. As a villain, he wasn't that good.
Really?
His motivation was good. His motivation was on point.
What about his fucked up eye? That was so original.
I was gonna
they fucked up his eyes in this, you know?
Yeah, no.
They've never done that before.
Dude, just because you have a Bill Skarsgård eyeball doesn't make you a good villain. I'm going to put it there.
I thought he was pretty good in this, honestly, and I'm not the biggest Johnny Depp fan.
Where does he get his haircut? It's my question. You see his fade?
I don't know.
Like, who is lining him up and giving him that kind of fade?
It was brutal.
The biggest question is why would they get rid of Colin Farrell and bring in Johnny Depp?
Should have been vice versa.
Exactly.
Oh, who cares? The same difference. Colin Farrell's not that much better of an actor than Johnny Depp.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Colin Farrell is infinitely more charismatic than Johnny Depp is.
That's not true at all, dude.
Oh my God. Fuck you.
What in phone booth? He was spectacular in the phone booth, dude. Oh, I can't make a movie because
okay. You're gonna point out one movie and
he actually was great in phone booth.
I loved him in phone booth.
Sweating.
I loved him in phone booth. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
where are they shooting us from?
I don't know where. I'll talk to you. I'm a great negotiator, but yeah, I don't care. You're not better than Johnny Depp.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude.
Well, at least
they're interchangeable.
At least Colin Farrell didn't beat up his wife.
Okay. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with your acting ability.
What about Jude Law?
I guess we could have used more of him.
I fucking love Jude Law.
I like him as Dumbledore. I think that's a good.
He's amazing.
That's a good young Dumbledore portrayal.
Okay.
He's very much not like old Dumbledore though, which is kind of weird. You know, I think the biggest problem I had with this movie is that he keeps calling him Grindelwald, like with a V.
Grindelwald.
And he didn't do that in the original movies. So why would he all of a sudden start calling him Grindelwald?
Jude, we need him to sound a little more German. Just hit it with
That's
the
a good point.
Grindelwald.
All right, Mark. Is there enough baby murder for you in this movie?
I forgot about that until you said that. Wow.
And are the babies who get murdered jacked enough for you?
Jacked? Probably not.
Not a lot of jackness.
Not too much jackness in this movie.
That cat monster was pretty jacked, though.
I mean, I understand all they're doing is really just drinking tea and eating scrumpets. And you can't get real jacked.
What is a scrumpet?
They're scrumptious crumpets.
It's a mix. It's a mix between a crumpet and
strudel.
A strudel, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, strudel. Referencing the first movie, if you saw that.
Wow, that's a deep cut.
That was the first movie, or was that the second?
I don't have any fucking idea what you're
remember?
talking about.
No, she asked him what he wants. Does he want a strudel or does he want a pie? Do you remember that scene?
Okay. Anyways,
sounds pretty irrelevant, honestly.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, well, I will say, back to who were we talking about?
Gay Wizard Hitler.
Grindelwald.
Yeah, Griswold's Grindelwald. He should have killed the kid. He didn't vilify himself enough. He was like, "Oh yeah, well, there's a baby here. Huh? You murder it."
I think it's
goon.
better that he can just convince people to murder babies like that.
You think because he went the political route and eventually his motivations is very political. That's why he couldn't kill the child.
To my point, he technically didn't commit the crime. That's why the name is bad of this movie. It's not Crimes of Grindelwald. It's crimes he's ordering people to commit, but
whatever.
He didn't pull the trigger of that wand.
All right. What did you guys like about this movie?
Okay, one thing I didn't like immediately was the camera angles were too close for IMAX. I saw this movie in IMAX and some of the characters, they zoom in on their face way too much for this to be an IMAX movie. If you're going to just do that kind of
very odd and specific complaint.
The camera angles were stupid too. They do some angles that were like upside down and like lead into what like Johnny Depp's gang. I was like, that's again too much. It's too much. I get magic's going on, but give me some better camera angles. They did have some nice sky shots of like 1920s Paris, people in Europe say, because I went there definitely recently. And I did also like the freaking beard of the Freak Show Master was hilarious. It was like a beard. It was like tucked. It was a long beard, and he split his beard in the middle, and then tucked his beard up near his like mustache. So
yes. Okay.
Worst beard of all time. That was so stupid, but I loved it because that was fucking hilarious to me. Another thing that I did like was I went over the relationship between Queenie and Jeff or whatever. I actually laughed out loud at one of the parts that no one else laughed at was when this alchemist comes out of nowhere and he's like 400 years old and Jack or whatever his name is goes, "Oh my God, are you a ghost?" They thought he was like dead.
You're talking about Jacob?
Jacob. Yeah. Jacob's like, "Are you a ghost?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, no, I'm alive. I'm just fucking super old." I'm the only one who laughed at that in the entire theater, but I thought that was hilarious for some reason. I guess the final thing that I did like about this movie was the motivation for the reason why Johnny Depp is evil, I guess. So
at the end,
yes,
which we'll get to in spoilers.
What did you actually like about this movie?
Well, actually, to talk to Brick's point about some of the camera angles, you guys didn't see it in 3D, and this is a movie I saw it in 3D, and it's probably the first movie I've seen in 3D in a long time in the theaters. There were a lot of things they did 3D wise, so I think that may have taken away from seeing it in 2D of why they were doing certain things with the way they were doing shots.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, camera angles, they do have like the large, when they're in that library, they do like the corridor, you can see.
Yeah,
I noticed a couple of the angles that they brought up that I was like, oh, this would have been cool to see in 3D and for this. And I'm sure seeing like the dragon or the lion dragon would have been pretty cool. Mm-hmm. The carnage for that, but yeah, it's fair.
I think you dislike Newt more than a lot of people.
I don't dislike him at all, actually. I think he does very well in the role that he plays, but it's
why do you do the things you do?
Yeah, it's just a weird, and he's obviously a genius and a really good magician, but it just like, why are you so fucking awkward?
Is magician like?
He's a wizard, I guess.
I was gonna say, is that like calling somebody like a bum?
Yes.
Yeah, he's like a magician, I guess. In the wizard world, that's
an illusion.
That's insulting. That's insulting.
It's not a trick.
You're an illusionist.
Yeah. I don't hate him.
Yeah, I think he's okay in the role. After seeing him in the first, that's who he is, and as long as he sticks to it and keeps the character consistent, which he does in the second one, I'm for it. I think to that point, a lot of the characters do very well in this. As we mentioned, Jude Law as Dumbledore. Ezra Miller, I wouldn't say I'm completely sold on. I could probably do without
sucks.
him.
So does Queenie. Fuck Queenie.
Zoe Kravitz is gorgeous. Just watching her on screen, and she's good in this movie as well. And Dan Fogler as Jacob. I'm a little upset we didn't get to see as much of him in this movie because he was
a main part in the first one.
He was great in the first one.
Yeah.
Going back to what I did like, I thought the CGI and animation in this was leaps and bounds better than the first one. That was one of my biggest complaint. I thought the CGI was very poor for when they did that movie, which was 2016.
In the original?
Yeah, I didn't think the CGI. I thought the CGI sucked, to be honest.
Fair.
Okay, so
they really stepped up, and it was very believable. Every shot, and considering these are all creatures they are creating, it's not like you just have to take actual movements from a lion and just CGI it into a CGI'd lion. You're creating a whole new character. The beast has all new movements. He moves a different way. He looks a certain way. I understand that, and they did a lot better with the CGI and animation.
Okay, I'm going to interject right here and agree with you. They did interesting ways to display like common magic and kept you engaged into the universe itself by doing that. The pacing of showing off new magic and stuff, I thought, in my opinion, was very well done. Like for when Queenie and Joshua come in and meet with the main character, and she's like, I heard you were getting married, and she was like, congratulations, and she puts like confetti around, and she like, that's a little spell. And then I felt when he was tracking down his first lead, the way he used the magic to kind of sleuth out where people went and what happened to the situation.
Niffler.
And the Niffler. How he used that was very well done with CGI, and I thought that was like an interesting aspect that they brought forth. So kudos to you. Good point to bring up.
And the Niffler doesn't let us down in this one either. That was another thing I was worried about, is the Niffler is amazing in the first one. I didn't know how much they were going to do with them in the second one. I was hoping they were going to use them a lot, and they did for the most part.
That hedgehog platypus has to be super expensive to keep that thing going. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he has an expensive taste.
Yeah,
he
literally have to just give him a bunch of freaking gold, or you become a bank robber.
Yeah, exactly. Or he steals stuff for you.
Become a full thief.
What did you think about the humor? Because I thought there were some pretty good jokes. It wasn't necessarily a funny movie, but the jokes paid off.
I'm sure I would have got more if I knew more about it, but there was a couple like, that's a funny thing to say in this context, kind of. So I didn't have anything like, I like enjoyed the amount of comedy that they tried to put in there. There wasn't anything over the top that really caught my attention, but I, again, haven't seen the first one, so I thought there was some clever moments.
As far as things that suck, though, this needed way more beasts and way less Johnny Depp.
Yeah. The problem I had with the first one is they showed you a lot about the beasts and made you really interested in them. And at the second half of the movie, it was all about Credence and his powers. And they didn't really utilize the beast to fight him off or kind of solve the issue, besides the very last scene where Newt uses one of the beasts to just arrest him. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought they were gonna make it about the beast fighting off Credence and his dark powers or whatever, but they didn't. They didn't make it about the beast really at the end of that.
Well, and they reference him being an Obscurial so many times. And if you don't know the lore, like, do you have any idea what an Obscurial is?
No.
Are they those ghost things in like the later Harry Potter movies? No.
That was the Alchemist.
No. Do you know what I'm talking about in Deathly Hallows? Those ghost things?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's not what this is.
Explain.
So an Obscurial is like a magician whose magic is suppressed when they're a child, beat on them or whatever.
Yeah.
The whole, and we'll get into this more in spoilers, but that's like a big part of Dumbledore's history and his family, which also we'll get to in spoilers. But that's the main problem I had with this, is that just who's going to know that? Unless you read all the books and watched all the movies recently, you're not going to have any fucking idea what any of this is.
Yeah. I did enjoy some of the callbacks in this one, though, and it did reveal a lot. We were able to see a younger Professor McGonagall.
That was cool.
Nicholas Flamel, which we'll get into in spoilers. We get to see some other things. But yeah, they had some callbacks that were real short, real quick, but cool to watch and cool to see. And then they also revealed some things, which we'll talk about. But yeah.
So when do we get into spoilers?
So see it, stream it, or skip it.
Okay, 'cause one more bad thing I wanted to bring up was Salamander Eyes. We'll get into spoilers.
I'm going to say stream it. If you do see it, I would recommend actually going to see this one in 3D because I thought it was cool in 3D.
Interesting.
But other than that, the overall story, I think it really lacked and was more of just a setup for the next movie. Because
this is definitely a middle point, right?
This did not have a big ending scene, a big climactic scene. It was pretty much a letdown, in my opinion.
Rick?
I would say stream it. If you're a Harry Potter fan, maybe go see this one. But for me personally, if you don't know the lore, nothing spectacular. Again, this is the second movie of the series. Definitely a setup. The end movie, it ends very abruptly. From not knowing what's going on, you're just like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah, the climax is bad.
It's a very K-paced kind of movie.
Nothing super spectacular. Stream it.
I'm going to say see it. Take in mind that I am a massive Harry Potter fan, and I have read all these books, and I have seen all these movies a dozen times. I feel like that's the precursor. You have to be a fan to really enjoy this movie. So if that is you and you have the same interests, then absolutely go see this in the theater.
But that's kind of hard to rate like that because if you're a big Harry Potter fan, you're going to see this no matter what.
That's true. But knowing that I'm a big Harry Potter fan and I said skip it, like, wouldn't that kind of be an indictment?
That would be an indicator.
But if you said stream it, it would be more of a, hey, for a general audience, it just wasn't there, but I think you will enjoy it.
But I didn't. I enjoyed it.
He's not rating it for a general audience. He's rating it for his point of view, which is from a Harry Potter's perspective. Okay. We already got we don't care about this fucking shitty movie series, so see it when you see it.
Did you like it better than the first one?
No. I actually really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
It was good, but I didn't enjoy it more.
I thought it was good except for that part at the very end and them just not using the beast at all to solve the issue. It was just like,
well, let's
as a person who hasn't seen the first one, seeing the second one made me want to see the first one.
I would hope so.
So there's that.
All right, so let's talk about spoilers. Spoilers from this point on, I'll mark it in the show notes. Make sure you stick around afterwards for our recommendations. Let's talk about the reveal at the end. When you find out that Credence is actually a Dumbledore.
Mm-hmm.
This is so convoluted and mixed up because you've already heard, if you've already seen the Harry Potter movies, you've heard about Dumbledore's family. He had a sister who was an Obscurial, so like she had suppressed magic, who actually ended up killing their mother.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a brother named Aberforth, which is not Credence.
Yeah.
So that's not the brother they've talked about. There are theories out there that Grindelwald, Gay Wizard Hitler, is lying, and he's actually not a Dumbledore. But I have no fucking idea what to think.
I didn't even catch that he was a Dumbledore, and that was
me
from not knowing.
You missed out on 90% of this movie.
Okay. Well, one thing. Go ahead and answer that question, Mark, if you can, because I'm out.
Does that mean anything to you?
I agree. It's convoluted, and there was throughout the whole movie, you think that Credence is a what is that family called?
A Lestrange.
A Lestrange, yeah. And they do the whole explanation, and I just was like, okay, just get to the fucking point.
They do a good job of bringing in that family's lore because that is like the way they set it up, where their dad just kind of like took whatever he wanted, and that's why there are so many of them.
Yeah,
and that also explained why she was black and none of the rest of them were.
Yeah, and Lita was just so fed up with the crying baby brother that she had.
She just murdered it.
Switched him out.
So much baby murder. But what about the part where Grindelwald vapes some sick clouds that predict World War II?
Okay, that's the only redeeming factor of this movie in terms of from a villain's standpoint. The World War II vape clouds were fucking lit as fuck.
World War II vape clouds.
Once he brought up oh yeah, the reason if we don't kill off these humans, they're gonna ruin the world. And they took a quick shot of planes flying through the air from World War II, and then they go into people walking down into concentration camps, and then they have the explosion of the nuke in the background. They're like, yeah, people are gonna fuck this world up if we don't do something. They're dumb idiots, the motivation is so on point.
Right. Wasn't that the point where you were like, oh shit, maybe Grindelwald's right?
Yeah,
exactly. And that's, I guess, why he couldn't kill the babies and shit early on. Because it makes, at that point, it makes you think, could you be on his side?
Well, it was like the Thanos thing where you're like, well, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe traffic would be lighter if we killed all these people.
Yeah. Well, my life would be so much easier if I didn't have to go through the grocery line.
And Thanos got pretty lucky because technically he was on the good side of the 50% rule.
Yeah.
He could have been one to disappear.
Does he have any control
imagine
of
if
that?
he was like holding up the gauntlet and then it just like he just
starts
disappeared and the
turning
gauntlet
into
just falls down.
Does he have any control in that?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a good question. Let's get back to this Dumbledore reveal, though, because
that would be a deep well to dive in.
Grindelwald does show him Fawkes, the Phoenix. Well, we're meant to assume that it's Fawkes, who is Dumbledore's Phoenix in the earlier movies.
I thought it was Moltres.
It was not a Pokemon. It was not a mythical Pokemon.
Continue.
So we're meant to think that he's actually a Dumbledore, but I don't really know where I was going with this.
Fuck Dumbledore and his dork ass name.
Just call him Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Dumbledore, right?
Seriously, dude.
Griswold and Dumbledore.
Griswold versus the Dumbledore. It's obviously a match made in heaven. The one I'm going to bring back my cringeworthy moments. It took me out of it when he was trying to confess his love to Tina or whatever her name was. Was that right?
Yes, that is correct. You actually got a name correct.
Yeah, and so
I assume that was unintentional.
Yeah, so Tina was like standing there, and he's like, "Well, I'm not actually married or engaged. I'm also like super the worst person ever because I'm terrible at saying that I'm not engaged." And then he was right on to say like, "I love you," and he goes like this. And he's like whistling from his fucking teeth, and they do that stupid close-up camera angle. And it's just like his fucking teeth. And I thought of Job from Arrested Development when he chips his tooth on like the caramel apple, and he's just like keeps everything he says with his S.
Wow, this is really bothering you.
Can you cut that in a little?
Absolutely not.
You have to. Job, it bothered me too much. It was super cringe and super awkward, and that's actually where the story of the question of the week came from. But I thought,
Mark, do you have anything to say about the spoilers in this movie? Like, did anything touch you or move you?
So did they just basically tell us that Dumbledore was gay with Grindelwald? All right, I'll be serious.
I know that you guys are doing that on purpose, but it's still pissing me off.
No, this is serious though. Is that what they just told us in the movie?
Isn't they called Clark Griswold?
I don't know that it's actually canonical that they are gay.
Canonical.
But why would he say
canonical?
What? All right. When they did the little flashback,
so they had
cloudy vape cloud above him that was showing the flashback, and
they have a blood oath that says that they will never fight each other. That's why Dumbledore has to send Eddie Redmayne to go fight.
I understand,
Grindelwald.
But the way they were looking at each other in their eyes when they were showing the flashback, and just like how close they're standing to each other, and the fact that Dumbledore, he said he was more than a brother to me. What does that mean?
That means they were probably fucking.
Every statue they had was somebody laying in bed like, oh my God, I'm so distressed.
I mean, we do keep calling him Gay Wizard Hitler.
But
keep calling him Gay
J.K. Rowling did confirm, right, that Dumbledore was gay.
I don't know that she did. Also, I should say that Gay Wizard Hitler is not something that I made up. That came from a podcast that I listened to called The Weekly Planet. I wish I was that clever.
Just don't add us.
It's an amazing reference. But yeah.
He's trying to prevent Gay Wizard Hitler.
Why does it matter? Like, why does it matter if they're gay?
It doesn't. But I think it's a big moment because that kind of confirms everyone's what everyone had thought was true before. It is kind of a big moment if they really had an intimate relationship between each other. Yeah. How is that not a big moment? You know.
And also knowing that Dumbledore lives and Grindelwald doesn't. Mm-hmm. Like, doesn't that remove the stakes from a prequel like this?
He could pass on the evilness to somebody else.
Maybe they can curse.
There's a lot that happens.
Maybe he curses
Grindelwald and Voldemort. I'm sure that they're just going to keep rolling with until we get to a little baby Voldemort.
Maybe
he's cute as fuck and just evil with no nose. Just like
he had a nose when he was young. I don't know. Fucking rube.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe the Griswold cursed Dumbledore to be
Griswold
to be just a fat fucking oaf. Like that's how he maintained. He's Jude Law. Now he's a fat oaf, right? In the Harry Potters, he's learned to eat like chicken. No. Who's the guy with the big beard and he's huge?
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's talking about
Hagrid.
He's talking about Hagrid.
Hagrid. Okay, so he's not the Famf Hagrid. Dumbledore.
Hagrid is half giant.
That would have been pretty funny if we saw a young Hagrid in this one.
That would have been cool.
That would have been great.
Hagrid's girl. I really thought that Dumbledore was fucking Hagrid the whole time. That's crazy. Wow, what a realization.
God, you're the fucking worst. Anything else you want to say about this movie?
No, let's clarify some things. Brick is not a Harry Potter fan, obviously.
You think?
I've
seen all the Harry Potter movies. I just really enjoy giving everyone nicknames, but I thought there was a lot to be seen in this movie. A lot of reveals. If you have been following Harry Potter since you were 6 years old, like a lot of us, you're going to want to see this movie. There's some good to it, but in my opinion, there was more bad than good in this one. But I'm going to go see the next one because this was a huge lead into whatever's going to go down.
It really was the second act in a story that still needs to be told.
Yeah, the end, that guy who's dressed like a Yentl boy, like shoots missiles from his hands that explode mountains. And then they're like, all right, that's the end. And I'm like, all right.
Because he's obscurial.
Yeah, I almost got invested in here. So are they basically making superheroes based off of like their abilities?
They're wizards.
Yeah, they're wizards, but they have some wizards have certain abilities. Rick. And the other wizards don't have those abilities. So aren't they kind of just being superhero wizards?
You're a wizard, Hank.
Dumb. That wasn't even a good. Everyone knows Harry. What kind of Harry Potter?
You're a wizard, Barry.
Barry?
No, didn't work.
You're a wizard, right. Jeff.
That's a Frank. That's enough for our fucking gay wizard Hitler movie review.
Excellent.
Let's get into our recommendations for the week. Mark, do you have something for me?
I am a official AMC A-list member. I have, fortunately, but unfortunately, because I'm not going to lie, MoviePass saved me a shit ton of money with the year that I had it. But it just wasn't doing it for me. And it got to the point where they were pretty much offering nothing. It got to the point where I was just going to see a movie just to sneak into another one because they literally only gave you the option to see the worst movies that were out that week.
Yep.
But A-list is great. If you have an AMC near you, I definitely recommend paying the $20. It saves you a lot of hassle and having to worry about if you have MoviePass, if the movie's going to be out on the app or not. They pretty much have everything, and no lie, you don't pay any convenience fee. You don't pay anything extra for 3D, IMAX, nothing.
You can book in advance, too.
You can book in advance.
That's huge.
Book online. It's super easy on the app. That's another thing. The app is really user-friendly and easy to use.
We should totally get our tickets for Aquaman now and go see it in IMAX.
I don't know what I want to do. Because if you're a Prime member, you could see it 5 days early or whatever.
Fuck that, dude. You want to see it in IMAX.
There's no point. If we're all going to see it and do a review the same day, I'll just wait. It doesn't matter. But yeah, you can see up to 3 movies in the week with being an AMC A-list member. And if you're willing to pay $20 a month and you see as many movies as we do, it's my recommendation.
It's worth it. It's
definitely worth it.
Yeah. Brick, you got a recommendation?
Yeah, I actually have a couple of them. But first, a quick word from our sponsors. More than amazing time, but even better people. Place to stay, laughs to be had. Arizona. Oh, and don't forget.
I feel like you're about to touch me inappropriately.
Don't forget the smiles. Arizona. Come to Arizona. All right, so Arizona, go to Arizona, I guess. Maybe see Yuli. He'll get drunk pretty quickly. Second, John Bellion released an album while I was in Italy, obviously. And so I listened to it a million times over while on the plane. And Pick 6, amazing.
Who the fuck was that ball to?
That was a bad pass. It's a great album. It's called Welcome to Glory Prep. Let's see, what does that say? Glory Sound Prep. It's a John Bellion album. It's super good.
Sounds like you're super familiar.
I have 2 more recommendations. One of them is Bodyguard. Bodyguard is Rob Stark is starring in it. And honestly, the first 20 minutes of it, in freaking tense. And it's only 6 episodes. They're hour long, but you'll get invested. Rob Stark's the man. And my last recommendation is go to Italy, guys. Visit Italy. It is beautiful. The countryside, the history. If you don't go there, you're not cultured. So
you're a literal piece
of
shit.
A peasant, a piece of crap.
I'm 100%, 25% Italian. So that's that. Arrivederci.
All right. I've been watching My Hero Academia on Hulu. It's weird, but it's good.
Ooh.
Can you stream it in Italian?
No, only in Japanese or English. So fuck you. But yeah, that's my recommendation. It's on Hulu. I'm pretty much through the first season. It's worth a watch, but that's it.
Cool.
What are we doing next week? Oh, you're going to be gone, so fuck you. Are we going to go see Wreck-It Ralph?
I'm down for Wreck-It Ralph. I want to see that Disney princess scene with all of them. It's going to be great, too.
That's actually good that I won't be here because I haven't seen the first Wreck-It Ralph.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm worried that this is going to be one of those where the best scenes are in the previews.
Oh, the pancake? What was that?
The bunny rabbit? Yeah.
Yes. And he just super fanf explodes. I'm
hopeful that's not the case.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I'm excited for that.
I'm down. We'll see Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay, cool. So until next time, you can find us on all social media at the Chumpcast. You can also call or text us at 847-920-6107. Until next time.
Chump sound motherfuckers.
Peace.